Thank you. Good evening. I'd like to call the October 16th, 2023, call the meeting to order at 5 p.m. We acknowledge that the land on which we gather is Treaty 2 land, traditional territory of Anishinaabe, Cree, Ojibwe, Assiniboine, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and homeland of the Métis Nation. We affirm our commitment to moving forward in partnership with Indigenous communities in a spirit of collaboration and reconciliation. There are no agenda amendments or additions, so we'll move past that. Moved by Deputy Mayor Lachlan, seconded by Councillor Daly. Be resolved that Council accepts the regular council meeting agenda as presented. All those in favor, please indicate. Anyone opposed? None. Thank you. Moved by Councillor Sobering and seconded by Deputy Mayor Lachlan. Be it resolved that Council waives the reading and accepts and approves as circulated the minutes of the following meeting and those of the regular council meeting minutes of September 25th, 2023. Any additions, corrections to those minutes? Seeing none, then call for the question. All those in favor of accepting those minutes? Anyone opposed? None. Carried. We'll move on to the consent agenda. We have a couple of action items. So we have two outstanding water accounts that are added to taxes. Roll 00-97900 for a total of $386.01. Previous tenant did not pay their final utility bill. And the same rationale for roll 01-03-500 for $128.51. And so that is a total of $514.52, and that is being recommended by our Director of Finance and a utility clerk. We have a number of filing items. We've received the Health Plus newsletter from Prairie Mountain Health, the Community Futures Parkland newsletter of October 2023, and recovery strategy for the chimney swift from Environment and Climate Change Canada. A move by Councillor Daly, seconded by Councillor Sticalo. Be it resolved that all items listed in red under item 5, the consent agenda, be approved and form part of these minutes. Questions or comments regarding anything in the consent agenda? Seeing none, call for the question. All in favor? Anyone opposed? None. Carried. Thank you. Moved by Deputy Mayor Lachlan, seconded by Councillor Sobering. Be it resolved that Council accepts as information corporate report for our October 16th meeting from the city manager, and that's from September 2023. City Manager Charlotte, did you want to add any details or info to that report?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I think that I'll just say that some of the big things I've been working on a lot in September was our child care center project, and that the RFP for the consultant slash designer slash architect to design and then project manage the project is out now, and it closes on October 24th. We've also been working on the community safety and well-being plan project, and we've had a handful of training, both as larger groups with other municipalities that are also getting plans for their communities, as well as some one-on-one training. So it's good to be going on that. Councillor Bellemere and I attended the Association of Manitoba Municipality Cities Caucus in Brandon. And every year, there's usually 4 meetings a year. In the fall meeting or September meeting, we do travel to one of the cities. These meetings have been going on for 10 years, and Brandon was the 10th city that this has been hosted in. So we'll start all over again, and 10 years ago it was Thompson. So I don't know if 2024 is Thompson, but it was a good meeting. It's nice to see other cities' mayors and city managers get together, and really appreciated the city of Brandon's walking tour of their downtown. So many times, I think in every one of the hosting communities, they've showed the best of the best. And what does their community have to offer? And everybody's got wonderful things to offer. But the city of Brandon chose to take us on a walking tour of downtown, show us some of the tougher things that they're experiencing, which we felt that we all had similarities to, and then talked a little bit about some of the projects that they're doing, and we ended at Chez Angela, which is a downtown bakery. And that is, I think, quite the model of a successful business, being downtown in a tougher neighborhood and working with the city, working with the RCMP, working with different agencies, and also just working with people. So that was good. And I think I'll leave it there and take any questions if anybody has.
Are there any questions for Charlotte? Councillor Bellemare.
Not a question, but just a comment. One of the points that was made at Chez Angela's that I really appreciated is that the boss was talking about the importance of having data so you know what you're talking about, because he was saying how lots of people think it's really unsafe in downtown Brandon. And he said, you know, we've had X number of shifts in the 5 years we've been together, and 60% of our employees walk through downtown in order to come and work here, and we've had 0 incidents with our staff. You know, so that's why it's really important that you look at what the numbers are saying, and that people, when they have incidents, that they report so people know what's happening, so that it's not just perception, it's
That's right, they're
reality.
feelings, but it's
Yeah, it's not feelings, it's reality. Yeah, thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, if not, call for the question then. All those in favor of the report? Anyone opposed? Seeing none, carried. Thank you. Moved by Councillor Bellemare, seconded by Councillor Sobering. Be resolved that Council accepts as information the corporate report for the October 16th meeting from our ICT manager, and that's the report for September. What questions or comments about the report from Justin? Councillor Sobering?
Yeah, I just reached out to Justin earlier. I looked at the EV charger report because I was involved with that project. And the only thing he mentioned is that was for July to August, I believe. So that $1,000 revenue is from a short period of time, which is pretty good considering that, July, August, September. So I think that was an annual revenue at some point of $1,000, and now that's seeing that in 3 months. So it just kind of shows where,
Yeah, I agree. I don't even know if we hit 1,000 in our first 12-month period. So for it to be a quarter, that's wonderful. And we're thinking it's just going to grow from here.
And I just would like to commend Justin for the work that he did. I don't know if Councillor Daly, Councillor Ray will agree, but the work on the project with the safety, the cameras and the installation and back end managing all of that, I think that, you know, the quality of the images are miles ahead of what we've had in previous iterations of cameras. So I think that, again, I think he did a really good job handling that. I think should have mentioned Councillor Bellemare is on that committee as well, the Community Safety Committee, but good work there. Questions or comments then? All those in favor of, Councillor
sorry. I just have one question about the camera project because I think it came up at a previous meeting. Is there some discussion about connectivity of our cameras to the RCMP detachment? Was that something that I had heard prior?
That's right. So all it's not a direct link, but all security cameras that are on City of Dauphin facilities, through a request form and an associated policy, the RCMP have access to them. And even from these newer ones, we do get, I don't know about frequent, but periodic or regular, monthly or every 2 months, we do get requests for information.
Okay, thank you. I'll call for the question then. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? Seeing none, carried. Thank you. Moved by Councillor Daly, seconded by Deputy Mayor Laughlin. Be it resolved that the financial accounts having been examined by council be hereby authorized and approved as follows. We had a number of, we had 103 checks in our last run for a total of $831,587.10. There were no voided checks in the current range, and there were no voided checks in the past ranges. And in September, we had 5 electronic payments that totaled $289,675.34. Questions or comments regarding this financial update? No? Call for the question then. All those in favor? Opposed? Seeing none, carried. Moved by Deputy Mayor Loughlin, seconded by Councillor Bellemare. Be it resolved that council accepts as information the engineering staff report for October 16th meeting from the building inspector, and that was for September. Questions or comments regarding the building inspector's report? Seeing none, question. All those in favor? Opposed? None. Moved by Councillor Sobering, seconded by Councillor Daly. Be resolved that we accept Protective Services report for our October 16th meeting from the Animal Control Officer for September of 2023. Questions or comments regarding that report? I just have one, and Lisa, you might be able to answer this. I recall at one of the previous meetings, we were discussing some of the issues regarding whether, I can't even recall the specifics, rodent or pest control or whatever, and there was a suggestion of possibly talking to the animal control officer to see if there could be an adjustment or not. Have you had a chance to schedule a meeting or talk or?
Not yet. I do have the animal control bylaw open. It is an extensive bylaw that requires a lot of research and changes. And so I'm going to be incorporating discussions regarding maybe perhaps making a shift away from crow and pigeon control to just focusing on cats and dogs. So there'll be some good discussions coming up in the next few weeks.
Okay, thanks for that. Didn't mean to put you on the spot or anything. I just was wondering if we had any action on that. So, okay, all those in favor, please indicate. Anyone opposed? None. One of these days, one of you is going to be opposed to something, and we're going to have to figure that out.
Put it in the minutes.
Yeah, exactly. But moved by Councillor Bellemare, seconded by Councillor Stakalo. Be resolved that we accept as information the minutes and reports from the following committees. So we had the regular board meeting of the Intramountain Watershed District from July 27th. We have two pieces of correspondence from Fort Dauphin Museum, their regular board minutes, September the 6th, and their manager's report dated October the 4th. And we have the regular board meeting minutes of the Dauphin District Handy Van from September the 12th. Any councillors on any of these committees that wish to speak to anything that's listed in any of these reports? Councillor Sobering?
Yeah, just in regards to Handy Van, I think Handy Van's seeing a increase of usage, so we're just adjusting with more staffing and more vehicles. So even though there's a new van on the way, I think the idea is to increase that fleet size a little bit. So, and I do believe we are also engaging with Vermilion growers just to look into the feasibility of providing some transportation. It's just early steps at this stage, but it was something that was brought forward to council, so I thought I'd just bring it up, say that's being currently worked on.
Thank you, Councillor Sobering. Anyone else? Seeing no one raise their hand, I will call for the question. All those in favor? Yes. Opposed? No. 0. Carried. Moved by Councillor Daly, seconded by Councillor Sobering. Whereas according to the City of Dauphin travel and expense policy, all out of province travel must receive prior approval. Be it resolved that council accepts as information correspondence dated September 27th from Fire Chief Cam Abry requesting approval to attend the National Fire Protection Association Fire Chiefs Forum in Quincy, Massachusetts, November 13th to 15th. Further be resolved that council approves this out-of-province travel request and authorizes all costs that are not covered by the association to be borne by the City of Dauphin. Questions or comments regarding this request from Fire Chief Abry? Seeing none, call for the question then. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? Moved by Councillor Sobering, seconded by Deputy Mayor Loughlin. Be resolved that council accepts as information correspondence dated October 4th from Lori Hickaway, manager of Intermountain Watershed District, regarding the City of Dauphin's appointee for the Vermilion River Subdistrict. Further be resolved that council appoints David Boziak and Jerry Miller, Jerry with a Y, as city's representatives from the Intermountain Watershed Subdistrict for a one-year term starting December 1st, 2023. All those in favor? Are you sure no one wants to jump in there and boot me off that committee?
No, I was just thinking that Jerry's going to bring lots of life to that committee.
Well, I did a little bit of arm twisting with my friend, Mr. Miller, but he's gladly agreed to participate at the sub-district level. So all those in favor, please indicate. Anyone opposed? Saying none. Carried. Thank you. Moved by Councillor Bellemare, seconded by Councillor Daly. Whereas Dauphin Neighborhood Renewal Corp. Small Grant Program funds projects and events that contribute to capacity building, stability, economic development, connecting, and well-being in our community. Be it resolved that Council accepts as information correspondence dated October 12th from Richard Ives, Asset Protection and Safety Manager from Dauphin Consumers Co-op, and the Coordinator for Dauphin Citizens on Patrol Program, requesting a letter supporting Citizens on Patrol's application to DNRC's small grant program for funding to cover fuel and other costs incurred by COPP volunteers. Further be resolved that Council commends Dauphin Citizens on Patrol for acting as additional eyes and ears in our community, which assists the RCMP in reducing crime, and authorizes a letter supporting their application to the small grant program. Questions or comments regarding this request? Seeing none, call for the question. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? Moved by Deputy Mayor Lachlan, seconded by Councillor Sobering, whereas the Dauphin District Community Foundation provides grants that support art, culture, development, health, performing arts, education, recreation, and social services in our community. Be it resolved that Council accepts as information correspondence dated October 10th from Tanya Love, a teacher at Henderson School, that was requesting a letter supporting the Henderson School's application for a community foundation grant to upgrade their climbing wall, outdoor basketball hoops, and buddy benches, which aligns with the school's intention to stress the important relationship between physical health and mental well-being. Further be resolved that Council appreciates the significance of promoting physical activity as a means of supporting mental health, fostering social development, and building a sense of belonging, and authorizes a letter supporting this application to upgrade their outdoor play spaces. Questions or comments regarding this request? Seeing none, call for the question. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? Carried. Moved by Councillor Ray, seconded by Councillor Stakilo. Whereas the Dauphin District Community Foundation provides grants and supports. I just read what they do, so I'll just skip right to social services in our community. Be resolved that Council accepts as information correspondence dated October 13th from Joe Houston, President and Chair of the Creative Commons, requesting a letter supporting the Creative Commons application for a grant to proceed with their innovative project to provide tools, resources, training, and services that will inspire collaboration and creativity in the downtown makerspace. Further be resolved that Council appreciates the exciting opportunities for Dauphin's creators and craftspeople to connect, collaborate, and create in the Creative Commons makerspace, and authorizes a letter supporting their application to the Dauphin District Community Foundation. Questions or comments regarding this request? Councillor Bellemare?
Just a question, when is the closing date for this round of applications for the foundation?
Closed already.
Okay,
So they're still accepting letters of support and financial info, but it closed on midnight on Sunday.
okay, thank you.
Should have my mic on for that. Questions or comments? I'll call for the question then. All those in favor? Opposed? None. Carried. Moved by Councillor Daly, seconded by Councillor Lachlan. Deputy Mayor Lachlan, BC Lion fan, Deputy Mayor Lachlan. Be resolved that bylaw 09/2023, being a bylaw of the City of Dauphin for the purpose of appointing Darian Karuk as Special Constable, be now read a first time. Call for the question. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? None. Thank you. Moved by Councillor Bellemare, seconded by Councillor Stakilo. Be it resolved that Council accepts as information the following invitations. The Association of Manitoba Municipalities, the Indigenous Awareness Training, Intermountain Watershed District, the Retirement Supper for Jeff Teely, which will be held on October the 26th, 2023, and the 122nd Annual Dauphin Firefighters Ball, which will be held on November the 4th, 2023. Further be resolved that all expenses related to council and senior administration attending these events be borne by the City of Dauphin. Questions regarding any of these invitations? Seeing none, call for the question then. All those in favor, please indicate. Anyone opposed? None. Moved by Deputy Mayor Lachlan, seconded by Councillor Daly. Be resolved the Council accepts as information the community events that are listed below. And we have two community events. The Manitoba Métis Federation declaring Purple Thursday on on October the 19th, 2023, and Workplace Education Manitoba, their collaborative leadership event, which is happening on November 7th and 8th of this year. Questions or comments regarding these two community events coming up? Seeing none, call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed? And none. This might be the fastest meeting of all time. I'm going to slow it down a little. I'm going to read this one really slowly. Moved by Councillor Bellemare, seconded by Councillor Sticalo. Be it resolved that council accepts as information the councillors' reports for the regular council meeting of October the 16th. Who would like to go first? Councillor Bellemare, you're up.
Sure. Because I'm not on the end, I don't often get to go first. So, okay. Since the last meeting on the 26th, I attended the Watson board meeting, and then the 27th, the CMNCP Zoom meeting, and then the next day, the Riding Mountain Biosphere meeting, and the day after that, the Riverside Cemetery board meeting for some planning. And also on the 29th, that Friday, I brought some greetings on behalf of the mayor and council to the Treaty 2 and 4 Health Region Learning Day in honor of Truth and Reconciliation. They had 2 drum circles there with youth drumming, and they had a mentor at each of the drumming circles. It was pretty cool. On the September 30th date, I brought greetings on behalf of the mayor and council to our community for the Truth and Reconciliation event that was held at Parkland Crossing. And October 4th and 12th, I was at some Riverside Cemetery board meetings. We've been hiring a groundskeeper, and we've just offered the position to someone, and he has accepted. Community events. On the 27th, I attended the public forum for the provincial election candidates. I wanted to hear the candidates speak about issues, as we as council always work with our MLA. It's our liaison between our municipal government and the provincial government, and I want to congratulate Ron Kostitian on being elected. On October 14th, I attended some of the Trappistry event that showcased food, dancing, and information about some of the countries now represented in Dauphin. And I was hearing the total of 72 countries being floated around. It used to be that we had just over 60 countries represented in our community, and now it's over 72. So we live in an extremely multicultural community. Also, too, I was talking with someone who works at Vermilion Growers, and the tomatoes are not only growing, the plants are growing, and the tomatoes have set. So apparently there will be harvesting taking place in November, so exciting times. And some kudos to all the organizers of the Culture Days events that took place during the last month. There were a lot of events this time around, and they were very enjoyable. Most of them are free or very economical. I loved riding my bike in the Yard Fringe. I enjoyed the evening of improv at the Watson Fire Hall. They had to bring in extra seats, including the employees that are constructing our courthouse. They showed up there and they were having fun, and they even volunteered one of their own when they were looking for volunteers from the audience. So they added a lot to that. So I was quite impressed that they managed to find that event at the Watson and take part. And also I enjoyed the movies at our theater yesterday, especially the screening of Rock and Roll Heaven, which debuted in our community this week. It's now available on YouTube. So if you haven't seen Martine and company and Jerry Joss and the rest of the gang, it's a very, very well done production. You will really enjoy it. So make sure you find that on YouTube. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Councillor Bellemare. Councillor Ray, looks like you're ready to go. So
I am.
Turn it over to you.
September 25th, I attended the last regular council meeting. From the 25th to the 29th, I was able to watch the YouTube videos provided each day by the National Center for Truth and Reconciliation. And I'd like to thank Lisa for making those available through the link. September 27th in the morning, I attended the Rec Committee meeting at the Cup. Later that morning, the Community and Safety Wellbeing one-on-one Zoom session, as well as the DART meeting held in the afternoon at the Friendship Center. In the evening, I attended the Planning Committee meeting at the DRCSS for the upcoming Varsity Boys and Girls Volleyball Provincials. September 28th, I attended the Active Living and Transportation meeting held here at City Hall. October 3rd, I completed my certificate in online Indigenous awareness training sent out through AMM. On the 5th, I attended the celebration at 8th Avenue Hall put on by ACC and Pine Creek First Nation involving the transfer of a buffalo skull to the Parkland campus. Today, I took part in the asset management training session held here in the city at the Best Western Plus. And I would like to take this time to congratulate the DRCSS on hosting a very successful soccer provincials this past weekend. Volleyball provincials coming up the end of November and beginning of December as well. Unfortunately, our two local teams did not make it to the finals, but overall, this weekend's tournament went very well. I would also like to congratulate our DRCSS varsity boys volleyball team and the Clipper hockey team on both winning tournaments this past weekend, held in Neepawa and Glenboro, respectively. And also, I'd like to express my congratulations to Ron Kostitian as well. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Ray. Councillor Daly, you're up.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I attended the regular council meeting on September 25th. On September 27th, I attended the Community Safety and Wellbeing meeting via Teams. On September 28th, I attended the Housing Foundation's Planning and Development meeting, which was formerly called Parkview Lodge Project. On October 10th, I attended the Transportation Study, had a meeting with Shuttleman with respect to collaborating on local transportation. October 11th, Housing Foundations again with CMHA, MMF, Housing First, Housing Manitoba, Prairie Mountain Health, to name a few at that meeting, along with Lisa, I believe was at that meeting. On October 16th, another transportation meeting this morning with ACC, MMF, Housing First, Employment Manitoba, and PJOC. And now I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Daly. Councillor Sobering?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. On the September 25th, I too attended the last council meeting. September 27th, I attended a Creative Commons meeting. And on the 28th, the Active Transportation Committee meeting. October 3rd, I attended a handy van meeting. And in between there, I believe on the 29th, I believe I was at the Riverside Cemetery meeting. There's been a series of meetings and emails. Feels like lots of meetings, virtually and in person. And as for just community events, I hope everyone enjoyed a good Thanksgiving weekend. I participated in the Yard Fringe, and I just noticed, I maybe should have mentioned it earlier, but on the building inspector report, it looks like we have a permit pulled for a single family unit, which is not very frequent in the city of Dauphin. So I'm kind of excited to see that. I always like to look for that. I know we do have a lot of multi-unit buildings being built in Dauphin, but I always like to see some new housing. So hopefully that's a sign of more good things to come. And later this week, I'll be attending a meeting with the president of ACC, Mark Friesen, and our local Parkland campus director, just to talk about if they would like to participate in some way or any way in the Creative Commons makerspace. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Councillor Sobering. Deputy Mayor Lachlan.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. For me, on September the 25th, a regular council meeting here at City Hall. A couple days later, on the 27th, I attended City Hall for a meeting with the mayor and city manager regarding city and RM agreements. Then after that, I was kind of out of play for a little bit. I was in the process of moving, so I got that done. And then October the 10th, the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, I was at City Hall for the RM liaison meeting. Then on the 12th, a couple days later, a Communities in Bloom meeting here at City Hall as well. On the 13th, Friday last week, I brought greetings to all teams that were in town for the high school soccer provincials. As Councillor Ray mentioned earlier, I want to just congratulate all the organizers on the success of that event, and obviously congratulations to both Winkler teams on winning the boys and girls sides. On October 14th, I was at the Kings game at Credit Union Place. It's actually, I just wanted to mention the Kings because it's been a good year for them so far. They're 6-1. They're actually ranked 14th in Canada right now when it comes to the CJHL rankings. So they're not at home for a couple weeks, but really good start to the season. And lastly, as a couple councilors have mentioned, I just want to congratulate Ron Kostitian on winning the Dauphin riding in the October 3rd election. I definitely look forward to seeing him more than once a year. And that ends my report.
Thank you very much, Deputy Mayor Lachlan and Councillor Sticilo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Save the shortest for last here. For myself, I was in attendance for the council meeting on the 25th. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend the rec board meeting due to conflicting schedule. And just want to echo what Councillor Bellemare mentioned about Culture Days and all of the organizers for that. There was a lot of events and a lot of things going on over the series of their event there, and it's great that we're able to showcase the arts and culture component of our community. It's very well received and well attended. And we've been really fortunate with great weather, so that also helps to attract people to those events. And two, just want to congratulate Ron Kostitian on his recent win during the election. And as Deputy Mayor Lachlan mentions, yes, hopefully we see him a little bit more frequent around here. So with that ends my report. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Sticilo. I'd just like to comment just briefly. As an elected person in a democratic society, I'm very troubled to see what's happening in the Israeli-Palestinian situation. And so, as a member of an elected council in a democratic country like Canada, I think it's just we are so very fortunate to have a situation where we may disagree on issues or have thoughtful discussion, but it doesn't turn into the kind of carnage that is happening over there right now. And so on behalf of myself, and I'm suspecting most of you would agree that what we're seeing there is a terrible situation, and we wish nothing but the best for the innocent people that are involved. But again, it just brings me sort of to think about how great we do have it in Canada and in our city currently. With the issues and the troubles that we may think we're facing, it's nothing compared to what's going on in other parts of the country, Ukraine included, obviously, right now. But it's just troubling to see that, and I'm just, my heart goes out to all the people that are being affected by that. Locally, I'd like to commend, I don't know if you saw it in the paper recently, but our former student representative, Emma Fox, has been the recipient of several awards. And, we knew that she was a mover and shaker, as she was involved in so much stuff and was involved as our student rep last year. But she was also, recognized for her contributions. And just an extension to that, also, Councillor Ray mentioned a number of dear CSS teams that have won tournaments and stuff, but I think we'd be remiss to not mention the girls sevens rugby that also won provincial championship a couple weeks ago. First time that was available or offered, and so we have quite the rugby program going in our community. I'd also like to thank all of council and staff who stepped up in my absence. I'm almost back in the saddle. I'm still a bit limited in my mobility, but I am now starting to attend all of my other subcommittees, or the majority of my subcommittee meetings now. And so I appreciate especially Councillor Bellemare and others who stepped up in several occasions, Deputy Mayor Lachlan, when I couldn't attend certain events. So I might suggest that, maybe going forward, that could be a good thing, and keep that door open. Anybody wants to attend an event on my behalf, just let me know, and we can arm wrestle over it. But I certainly appreciated that support. Just finally, I'd just like to let everyone know publicly that I was invited, I think as the mayor, not as a good guy or anything, but I was invited as the mayor to attend the swearing-in ceremony of Wab Canoe, and and the new cabinet on Wednesday in Winnipeg. So I'll be traveling in for that, and will be making myself as visible as possible to any of the new elected government members. And I too would like to congratulate Ron Kosteshin on his election victory. And I concur with most of your comments that I trust that we'll have a very congenial and open relationship with our new provincial government for the next 4 years, and in particular with our new MLA. So having said that, I will end this portion of the meeting and call for the question. All those in favor of accepting our reports as presented? Anyone opposed? Seeing none, call that motion carried. And moved by Councillor Daly and seconded by Deputy Mayor Lachlan.